Hello and welcome to another episode of Automotive Affairs. I'm Nauman.
I'm Attabiq.
And we are currently sitting in the back seat of a Jaguar XJ L 575R, which is a phenomenal performance luxury sedan. And it's a lot of fun to drive. It's got 575 horsepower, lots of tech. And typically cars like these are not fun to drive, but this one is. So I really like that. But it's perhaps not as nice a car as the one we are going to be talking about as the main subject of this video.
So you were in England lately driving the Phantom VIII. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was quite the trip, I tell you. I've been very fortunate to have driven a lot of nice cars and in nice locations, but getting picked up from Heathrow Airport in a Rolls-Royce Phantom with a chauffeur, I think that tops it. That experience is at the very top, and getting to ride in that car all the way from Heathrow down to Goodwood, where Rolls-Royce facility is. That was very cool. What was even cooler, I got to keep the car for the 2 and a bit days I was in UK, so I got to drive it around. And that was my only car really for running around. So, you know, a lot of people go out of the country and they have to rent whatever little car.
You got the Phantom VIII.
I had the Phantom VIII.
It doesn't get better than that.
That was really, really cool.
How was driving the Phantom VIII on the other side of the road?
This I was so scared about, because I've driven in England a bunch of times, and it's always very odd when you're sitting on the right hand side. If you're used to driving in Canada, US, left hand drive countries, tend to be a little bit more on the left hand side. But if you do that in England, you're going to go into the ditch. So you always are a little concerned, trying to keep it a little bit more on the right than you normally do. I was worried that, the Phantom is quite a large vehicle. It's easily the largest vehicle I've driven in UK. That how I'm going to fare driving this thing in UK. The driver, Alan, who picked me up from the airport, gave me a wonderful tip. He goes, when you're driving in UK, when you're in the driver's seat, you look at the Spirit of Ecstasy down the hood. Always keep the Spirit of Ecstasy just to the right of road lines, or if you see a ditch, just keep it on the right of that, and you're perfectly in your lane. If the Spirit of Ecstasy starts going along the line, or it's on the left hand side of the line, that means you're too far to the left. And that tip worked out so well, because when I'm driving, I would take a quick glance. Oh, where's the Spirit of Ecstasy? Oh, I'm too close to the line. I'll put it a little bit to the right and I'm perfectly fine. And even the shoulder of the car, it's all very squared off. So you could see where you are on the right hand side. So placing that big car was very easy.
Right.
It's got 4-wheel steering. So despite its size, you can do quick U-turns with it. The steering works at slower speeds. You turn the front wheels left, the rears go right, and vice versa. But at speed, both the front and rear wheels move in the same direction. So the body control is really good. And I didn't think a car that weighs roughly 2.6 tons to be easy to drive, nimble even.
I know nimble and sporty are not really in Rolls-Royces.
That's not their main character.
Right.
You don't buy...
But how sporty is it? How nimble is it?
It's much more nimble than I was expecting it to be. It's no hot hatch by any means.
Right.
But like I said, even you can go through English towns, which are tiny compared to North American towns. The roads are hilariously small, and yet the car is fine going through that.
Was that the most sort of surprising feature of
It
that car.
was.
What was the biggest wow factor of the Phantom VIII?
Biggest wow factor is when you put your foot down, because it's 6.75 liter twin turbo V12, 571 horsepower. It's got 664 pounds-feet of torque. All that power is going through the rear wheels through an 8-speed automatic. You put your foot down, and this thing is it's like being picked up, on a very soft cushion and just being propelled along, and it just wafts forward. And you look at the speedometer and you're like, okay, I'm well into speeding territory. And the car feels so stable and quiet that, at 150 kilometers an hour, it feels the same as it did at 50 kilometers an hour. That was the biggest surprise, I think, of that car.
How was the experience of being at the Rolls-Royce factory?
It is easily the nicest factory I've ever seen. And I've, again, been very fortunate to have gone through a few car companies' manufacturing facilities.
So did they take you to all the parts of it? Because I know they're the hide part, the paint shop, all that is very...
I saw that last year when I was there.
Okay.
This year, there was other stuff going on, so I didn't get the tour. I think they were also probably hiding the Cullinan from me, because I was there before its reveal and I wasn't supposed to see it, so I didn't get to see it. And I wasn't given a walk through the factory, but I have gone through it before, and it is amazing the level of work they do, the attention to detail, especially the wood finishing, what they can do, especially all the custom work. You really begin to get a sense of where your money is going when you go through that factory. It's like, yeah, now I kind of understand why this thing has a base price of just over $500,000. It's 513,000 Canadian to be exact. And that's for the short or the standard wheelbase. So the long wheelbase is a bit more than that.
So interior feature-wise, what caught your attention the most?
I think the main feature with the new Phantom is what they call the gallery. And it's the dashboard. It's all behind this pane of glass. The glass is so clear that I only found out on halfway past day 2 with the car that, the nav screen that comes up, I can't touch it because it's behind that glass. It is so clean. They put it together and vacuum seal it so no dust particle gets in while manufacturing or can ever get in. As part of the gallery, you can pick from different designs that can go in there, or if money is no object, which typically is the case with Phantom customers, you can have your own art piece commissioned to be in that gallery. So your car will truly have a one-off art piece. When I first read about it, I was like, gimmicky, just another feature that's going to cost a lot of money. But when you are actually in the vehicle and you see it in person, it makes sense that, you're buying a vehicle like this just lets you take it to the next level. Because as far as luxuries go, you can buy a Genesis G90 and that's like an $80-some thousand car that has as many, if not even more, features as standard than a Rolls-Royce, but the level of customization that you can...
It makes it truly your Rolls-Royce.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have the headrests embroidered.
Yeah, with your name, logo,
initials,
all that,
logos, whatnot. That's not the sort of thing most car companies do.
Yeah.
And Rolls is very good at that, and they will really sit down with their customers and say, okay, how can we make this car ideal for you?
It's really the experience of getting almost as if it's a tailor-made car just for you.
Exactly. So so when you're in the back, you could have regular windows, but for covering, it's not these meshes that you get in other vehicles. You can option in curtains, and they will electrically come and go. And yeah, if you want they will do that for you. So that's really, really cool. Also really cool was sitting in the back, you have access to everything. You press a button and the tray table from the back of the front seat lowers down, a screen comes out, and you have the same iDrive unit available to you, so you can cycle through all the menus. So you can change radio stations, you can look at the map, you can get internet connectivity. So it becomes your mobile office. And for people who buy these sort of cars, time is money, and they can conduct business while they're going from one place to the other. So it makes sense. When it comes to quality, the quality of the leather is so much better than I've experienced in any other vehicle. As for where your feet rest, the wool carpeting, it really is a whole new dimension. There is no other car I've ever come across that has carpeting that is that thick and comfortable, that I wanted to take my shoes off and just have my feet on the carpet because it's so soft.
Never heard of a car where you want to take your shoes off to go inside.
Exactly.
These seats are very comfy. I can only imagine what the Rolls feels like.
Yeah, no, this Jag.
Because I'm already very comfortable right now, but
yeah, in the Rolls, it takes just comfort to another level.
yeah,
Like you press a button here and it closes the door. You press another button and the floor of the car comes up. So it's a adjustable footrest. So your feet don't have to be flat on the floor. They can be at a more comfortable angle. In the center, in the car I had, it had a fridge. Has its own
literally a house.
champagne flutes. Yeah, the features it has, it's
Puts
like,
it in a whole other class.
it's in a whole other class. And spending time with it, I came to a realization that there are many options when it comes to buying an exotic sports car, supercar, like $500,000, $1 million, even more. There are tons of choices nowadays.
Right.
McLaren, Ferrari, Lamborghini. You go up the next level, and it's Koenigsegg's and Pagani's, and then there are a bunch of small manufacturers that just seem to spring up every year, saying, "Oh, we've got the fastest this and fastest that," and everyone's going after speed. The Phantom has no rival. There is no other luxury car that is in that price bracket, that is in that size. Mercedes gave up on Maybach. Maybach used to be a brand, now it's become a model trim
of just the S-Class. Right?
of the S-Class. So nothing competes with a Phantom. Even the big Bentley, the Mulsanne, I think it competes more with the Rolls-Royce Ghost, and the Ghost is available with long wheelbase, so it can really compete with the Mulsanne, and it's of that price category. Where the Phantom is, there is nothing in the luxury market that competes with that. That is very unique. Rolls-Royce knows what they're doing.